Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. And the Cayman Islands National Museum, explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Monday, the 17th day of March 2025, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. If you don't know the rules of the road and somehow you are on our roads because you either have a driver's license that has been issued to you or you're driving without one, then you need to ensure that you learn the rules of the road. If you do so, then the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a belated one. And to remind you that, For the Record, birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And by Yum. Yum delivers quality and nutritious meals to over 3,000 students daily. With over 5 million school lunches served to date, Yum is more than just a lunch provider. It is a trusted partner to busy parents and the Cayman Islands community. For those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we want to wish you a speedy recovery as well. And I want to give a big shout out to all of the workers at the Health Services Authority, those in the working at the dental clinic as well, for the sterling and professional services that you offer over there, and we encourage you to continue to do that as well. Yes, there are still some issues, some complaints, some concerns about the emergency department, whether or not they should have a pediatrician there either on call or on a permanent basis, because when people go to the emergency room and there are multiple emergencies, then they have to then wait, especially when you have a young child, you then have to wait until the doctors, you spend several hours there waiting for a doctor to attend. Some people get fed up and leave as well. So that is something that the Health Services Authority may want to look into as well. How do we provide the services of a pediatrician during emergencies and those after our situations as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor. You're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, that beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson is waiting to take your calls. Our phone numbers, toll-free number 1-800-534-8255, also 949-8037, 949-6990, WhatsApp number 925-3261. This morning, right after our first commercial break, we will have in the studio with us one of the candidates who's seeking to represent the constituency of Red Bay in our parliament, Mr. Philip Ebanks. He will be in the studio. We will let you know what the ground rules are during that period as well. But if you have any questions or comments or concerns, we invite you to share them with us on our WhatsApp number 925-3261, and we can then convey those to Mr. Philip Ebanks. He will be in the studio with us from 7:45 until 8:30 this morning. Meanwhile, let's look at the birthday shout-outs. Those persons celebrating, let's look at yesterday first. So we see that Mr. Mark Watler celebrated his birthday yesterday. Also, Mr. Anthony Scott celebrated his birthday yesterday. Our cycling friend Marcus Grimley, he celebrated his birthday yesterday as well. Today, we have Mrs. Georgette Myrie celebrating her birthday. We want to wish Miss Georgette a happy birthday. Natasha Wilson Jean celebrating her birthday today as well. Any more? If you know Anita, oh yes, that's right. Our own Miss Anita Khan is celebrating her birthday today as well. And those birthday greetings are coming from her friend June as well. And of course, the staff right here at Radio Cayman. And we have another Radio Cayman celebrity who will be celebrating a birthday later on in this month, but we'll tell you more about that later on as well. We are not going to give away that secret yet, even though some of you may know it already. Tomorrow, we see Miss Glenda Dilbert Davies celebrating her birthday as well. So we want to wish her a happy birthday in advance as well. So folks, again, we want to remind you that For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And by Yum. Daily school lunch menus are available to browse on the Yum website. Just visit yumcayman.ky for more information. Folks, we're going to take an early commercial break. We want to get Mr. Philip Ebanks settled in the studio because we're going to start our interview with him promptly at 7:45. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. For the Record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series. Brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Sherman Erdis Ebanks, Certificate of Honor, 1915 through 1995. Captain Erdis was a pioneer in the charter fishing and diving industry, for which he received the Queen's Certificate and Badge of Honor in 1991. He introduced the sport of boxing to the Cayman Islands, for which he received recognition from the Ministry of Sports, Youth Affairs, and Culture. He was a pioneer in the taxi service and in Jeep rental. He served in the Royal Cayman Islands Police Force for 10 years. During that time, the Home Guard was established, and he served there as well, keeping watch at the lighthouses during World War II. He was married to Phyllis R. Ebanks, and the couple had 4 children.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Step back in time and discover the rich history of the Cayman Islands at the National Museum. Located on the waterfront in Georgetown, the National Museum is proudly housed in the Old Courts Building, Cayman's oldest standing public building. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And here's the best part, Saturdays are free for residents. Don't forget to visit our museum gift shop. Every purchase helps preserve our artifacts and the historic building we call home. Visit www.museum.ky for more information.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Cayman Brand Source Home Gallery is having an appliance inventory reduction sale with up to 50% off selected appliances and 25% off all kitchen packages until March 31st. Enjoy discounts on luxury brands like Foster, Milano, and more. Refrigerators, wine coolers, and barbecue grills are all discounted. All appliances are included in the sale. Don't miss out. Shop now at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, and save big before prices rise in April. Call 623-5000 for more details or visit us today and take advantage of these incredible deals. Act fast before the best items are gone. Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000.
Hey Cayman parents, we get it. You're underslept, over-trafficked, you can barely find your sanity in the morning because you're still trying to find your kids' shoes and lunch boxes. Let Yum take some of the stress away. Every day, over 3,000 students enjoy delicious, nutritious meals from Yum. Over 5 million lunches served and counting. Private school parents? Browse the Yum Cayman app and order up to a month in advance or last minute by 12 a.m. the night before. Government school students? Just drop by the Yum canteen. No pre-orders needed. Yum can't help you find your sanity, but we can sure make your mornings just a bit easier. Check out daily menus at myschoolpos.com or visit yumcayman.ky to learn more.
The following is a paid political broadcast. The views, information, or opinions expressed in this forum are solely those of the participants of this event and do not represent the views of the management and staff of Radio Cayman.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In our continuing series of interviews with the candidates in the upcoming general elections, we are extremely grateful and pleased to have in the studio with us this morning Mr. Philip Ebanks, who is seeking to represent the constituency of Red Bay in our parliament. Mr. Ebanks, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome
good
to
morning,
For the Record.
Welcome. And good morning to Red Bay and Cayman. It's really a pleasure to be here with you, OC, to discuss my candidacy. And the question that keeps arising is, why am I running for politics at this stage? Most of me will know me from the last 20 years in which I've been an attorney at law representing individuals at various levels in court, on boards and so on. And there's a 20-year period before that I was a public servant. So I guess to me, and to those who support me, is if not me, then who? If not now, then when? And certainly, given the past performance of the last government, and of course, the dire issues that are in Red Bay constituency itself, it's become clear to me and those who support me that we do need change. And in fact, change is inevitable at this point in time because the old MP is departing and going on to other pastures. And there's a sense within the community that they really want change. They really want to have an MP who is on the ground, who comes in and participates in the community. Many people complain that despite 8 years that they've never seen the MP within the constituency. They've seen him on radio, and of course he's been a busy man, and he's done a lot of things. We know that. But for the constituency, at the constituency level, they feel abandoned. Issues of drainage in the area are big. Issues of traffic congestion weighs heavily on their minds. And then this invasive creature of crime and safety. They feel that their MP needs to be more involved in trying to ensure safety is enhanced in the issue, in the constituency. And I think central to that whole point is that even though we've had this constituency for the last 8 years as a constituency, there's no constituency office, nothing to tie the community to their MP. I'm going to change that. My first 100 days of office, I'm going to ensure that there's a constituency office, and I'm going to move towards having a constituency council, which comprises of various individuals in the constituency, we'll pull them from different sections initially, and then we'll have some process of polling to decide who should be on that constituency council.
Now that would be in the event that the advisory district councils are not not implemented. If that comes on board, then will there still be a need for?
Well, that's it. We've been talking about the advisory councils for a long time, and I think that we need to move past that at this point in time and get something in place so you can have that connectivity to a constituency office. I really believe that that constituency office ought to be something that allows every member of the constituency to make contact with their MP to ensure, it shouldn't be in your house, it should be in its own office. And that's what I'm going to do. Then, of course, OC, is the sort of national issues which are facing us. And I think that when you look at it holistically, we need to ensure that the person that we put into that position of MP not only does for the constituency, but is able to perform on the national stage. In my background as an attorney, I understand process. I understand the legislative process. I've had very deep experience in the public service. I spent almost 2 decades there and completed as a superintendent of police. So safety issues are near and dear to my heart.
So you mentioned the issue of crime, and also the other side of it being in the judicial part of things as an attorney as well. You are one of the few candidates who bring crime fighting background to the table as well. And while elected officials do not have direct responsibility for the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, elected officials do have input in terms of budgetary, arrangements.
That's
and
correct.
In those budgetary arrangements, you get an opportunity to say what it is you would like to see. Talk about your background in crime fighting and background in the judicial area. What you bring to the table, how that will, assist the people of the Cayman Islands.
Yes, well, certainly I think that my background allows me to see both sides of the coin. It allows me to see the public sector side of the coin, and it allows me to see the private sector side of the coin. Clearly, our public have every right to demand the very best service in policing. On the other hand, the police deserve and need to have the resources in order to provide that service. Clearly, we're in a technological sense, the police are way behind in many respects. Anyone who has traveled and gone into a police station in a foreign developed country will see vast differences in the way that public complaints are being held and dealt with as compared to where we are. And a large part of it is because of technology. You walk into a station in many developed countries, and immediately, if you're there to make a complaint, there's a process whereby you make a complaint and you can immediately get a copy of that report of that complaint. That's good because it's efficient. The public are very happy with it, and that first interface with the police goes successful. So if you get the basic things right in policing, I think you're much better placed to be able to make a better impact in terms of the delivery of the police service in the longer run. And so we've got to give the resources. We just can't use the police to batter back and forth. We've got to hold them accountable. I will do that. I will call things out where they are, but I will also move to ensure that the resources are in place to take care of those things which we care so much about. And we care about the policing because we care about safety and security. So if we want to make sure that that happens in the right way, we've got to have the resources to make it happen.
Okay, now during your meet and greet and your walk-arounds, while being a resident of Red Bay, have you had an opportunity to garner more in terms of what concerns the people of Red Bay have and what they would like to see accomplished if you are elected?
Yeah, OC, I really like that question, because interestingly, as I've gone around in the communities, one of the things that you find happening is that people recognize me and know me not as a politician, but as someone who has played a real part in many cases in their lives before politics. I remember walking into one house there in Red Bay, and a gentleman coming out and reminding me that over 30 years ago, I had tested him for his driver's license. And interestingly, he said, "Mr. Philip, don't you remember? I couldn't read and write Spanish. I could only read and write Spanish at that time. And you agreed to give me the oral test. And because of that, sir, today I have my own business. I'm here. I'm a Caymanian." And it just goes to show you how far-reaching experience can be. I hadn't remembered him in that capacity at all. I'd known him, I'd seen him in the supermarket. We speak, we say hello, but I'd completely forgotten it. But back to the main point that you made. Clearly, in the constituency, drainage really is a big area.
Because most of Red Bay is reclaimed,
that's right.
Dredged up.
It's not an easy issue, but there are fixes for it. And it's going to take some resources to get it done. And we need to push away at a drainage program for the constituency to ensure that we get drainage right. Kids wading through knee deep in the rainy season is not, it's not right. We've got to get things better there. In terms of drainage, in terms of safety, is another concern that's invasive here in every community. And I think that MPs need to take a very proactive view and look at each constituency to bring the resources that are needed in the constituency to keep its constituency safe. One of the things that I want to do is to install a system of strategically placed cameras on some of the main roads so that we can know when things are going wrong. We have a good system of neighborhood watches, very good system. And so we need to act and help them to do the job that they want to do, which is to help keep the community safe. And I want to work very, very tightly with the community groups there to make sure that happens.
And as a former Royal Cayman Islands Police Service officer, do you have any views on community policing as well?
Yes, we do have a community policing officer. And again, I think that tie-in between the MP's office and other resources is absolutely important and necessary. We act too disjointed in the constituency. I would like that constituency office to tie a lot of these things together. We need to have registers to know where people are that need help. In terms of emergency and sometimes on everyday life. There are houses in the constituency which really, really need. They're in deplorable condition. I walked into one the other day, and I was devastated at the state of the house. And elderly couple there. Meals on Wheels, a great job, a great community resource. That's how these people are surviving. Wow. And when you see this type of thing. And they say to me that they've been on the books now for 2 years for help, and it's not getting done. These things we got to get done. If I'm the MP, and if we don't even have government resources, I'll go out and I'll raise the funds to get that done. We have a really tight, a really nice community in there. I walked into New Caymanians. A couple not from here originally. And when I started to tell them about some of these things, they said, sir, I'm a handyman. I'll come and help you. So it's about pulling this community together and getting things done. Government needs to be there to help pull things together. It can't provide everything. We've got to get it to work as a constituency, as a community, and that's what I want to do.
Okay, we're going to go to our 8 o'clock news. When we return, we want to talk a little bit about the national level as well, because while you will be elected to represent the constituency of Red Bay, since we don't have national or island-wide elections per se, you will also be expected to represent the whole Cayman Islands, as well. And we want to talk a little bit also about your decision to run in Red Bay. Someone asked me, if you were running for politics, what constituency would you run in? And I said Red Bay, and they said why? I said because there is no incumbent. So we want to talk about the fact what your chances are in relation to all of the other candidates as well. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the conversation will continue with Mr. Philip Ebanks, who's seeking to represent the constituency of Red Bay in our upcoming general elections. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now is a minute after 8, brought to you with the kind compliments of Foster's.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Camana Bay and airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Foster's Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
I'm April Cummings with your latest news. A $1.2 million expansion at Owen Roberts International, proposed by AMR Consulting Engineers, is due to come before the Central Planning Authority on Wednesday. The project, involving an apron extension, generator, and utility building, is located on a 343-acre parcel, part of which falls within a protective mangrove buffer zone. In its response to the application, the Department of Environment raised concerns about the impact on tidally flooded mangrove forests, urging careful construction management and increased coastal setbacks to enhance climate resiliency. While the DOE acknowledges potential impacts, it says it is open to a mitigation strategy, including replanting mangroves to offset ecological losses. The plans were also reviewed by the National Roads Authority, OFREG, and the Fire Department. Among the comments, specific requirements for road construction and fuel tank safety standards. The application drew one community objection, citing concerns about the risk to North Sound's ecosystem and wildlife. Caribbean economist Jeremy Stephen is urging the Cayman Islands to embrace cruise tourism, arguing it is a, quote, untapped economic engine. Speaking on behalf of the Association for Cruise Tourism, Stephen claims dedicated piers are crucial for maximizing visitor spend and attracting high-value cruise passengers and superyachts. He disputes the idea that cruise tourism is low spend, suggesting it can generate significant revenue and even attract future investors. He also emphasized that piers with, quote, sound environmental assessments are safer than current anchoring practices. The comments come just ahead of a public meeting that's hosted by CPR Cayman on Tuesday evening, where economist Marla Ducaran is expected to present a different viewpoint. Caymanians will be voting on the future of cruise berthing infrastructure in the upcoming April 30th election, which includes a referendum question on the matter. Director of Tourism Mrs. Rosa Harris is featured in Essence this month. The article highlights Ms. Harris's 20-year career on showcasing the very best of the Cayman Islands. The article details the tourism director's commitment to balancing luxury tourism with our cultural heritage, inclusive experiences, and sustainable growth. Mrs. Harris emphasizes the importance of connecting with diverse travelers, particularly Black travelers, and promoting wellness tourism. She also stressed the need for authentic, immersive experiences that encourage repeat visitors. That is your latest local news. I'm April Cummings. Now to the BBC for stories making headlines around the world.
BBC News with Justine Green. Rwanda has cut all diplomatic relations with Belgium with immediate effect. Belgium has said it will respond with similar measures. Links between Rwanda and Belgium, the former colonial power, have worsened over the conflict in neighbouring Congo, where Kigali is backing a rebel insurgency. Canada's new Prime Minister has called for economic collaboration rather than confrontation on his first overseas trip since taking office last week. Mark Carney is visiting France. The United States would traditionally have been the first port of call. The European Union says conditions demanded by Russia for any ceasefire in Ukraine show that Moscow doesn't really want peace. The EU's foreign policy chief Kaja Kallas issued the warning after President Trump announced that he would speak to his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin on Tuesday about ending the war. A chief prosecutor in Lithuania says Russia's military intelligence service was behind an arson attack on an IKEA furniture store in Vilnius last year. He said a foreign citizen, who was a minor at the time, had been charged with an act of terrorism. The Israeli military says it's carried out a drone strike against 3 people seen trying to plant a bomb near troops in central Gaza. Palestinian media say all 3 were killed. There are reports that at least a dozen people died in Myanmar when the military bombed a monastery in a rebel-held town. A number of monks were among those killed. The air raid happened in Nang Cho in northern Shan state. Police in India-administered Kashmir say they've ordered an inquiry into a video on social media that appeared to show an officer kicking a female protester. The woman was taking part in demonstrations over the deaths of 2 men. Hikers wanting to climb Japan's Mount Fuji will not be able to do so for free from this summer. There'll now be a charge of $27 on all 4 main trails. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
Radio Cayman. Biggest variety in the morning. Biggest variety.
I see fusion.
Following the 10 a.m. news headline.
Brought to you by TCE Paint Shop, 27 Godfrey Nixon Way.
RC Fusion.
The Georgetown Farmers Market. It's time you start eating local. The market at the Cricket Grounds.
My Kinda Cleaners. Call or WhatsApp 326-3379 for your free quote today. Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transportation, and Development. Also brought to you by Rosanna Dixon Insurance. Protect your family with critical illness coverage. Call Rosanna Dixon at 547-0952.
Biggest variety in the morning.
Radio Cayman. The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 79 degrees. Relative humidity is 89%. The barometric pressure is 30.06 inches and rising. The wind is north-northwest at 3 knots. Overnight low was 75. Synopsis indicate isolated showers along with light northwesterly winds and slight seas are expected to prevail through this morning, becoming moderate to fresh northerly winds and moderate seas from this evening as a cold front is expected to move through the Cayman area. And the front is to become stationary south of the Cayman area by tomorrow morning. A slight increased chance of showers is expected as the front moves through. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area, moving towards the north. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of isolated showers, especially over Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Temperatures will rise to the mid-80s. Winds will be northwest at 5 to 10 knots this morning, becoming northerly at 15 to 20 knots by this evening. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet through this afternoon, increasing to 3 to 5 feet from late this evening, particularly along the western coast. Tonight, we can expect partly cloudy skies, becoming cloudy at times, with a 40% chance of showers. Temperatures falling to the upper 70s. Your winds will be northerly at 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet along the western coast. High tide will be this morning at 10:21, low tide this afternoon at 4:46, and a high tide again tonight at 11:39. The sun will set this evening at 6:34 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:31. And the outlook is calling for fresh northeasterly winds and moderate seas to continue through Wednesday afternoon as the associated high-pressure system builds over the southeast United States. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
Hey, Bill, glad to see you back in the office.
Who?
Bill.
Oh, sorry. I think you're mistaking me for someone else.
Tom.
Nope.
Jack.
No.
Alex.
No. Want me to just tell you?
Nope, I got this, George.
No, you don't. Still not me.
Adam.
Not even close, man.
We're like a coworker that didn't forget your name. CG Britcay. Good like that.
Okay, good to see you, Mike Johnson.
It's Mordecai.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
I work hard each day. I'm a mother, sister-in, daughter, wife, cook, and everything in between. I know that no matter what, I have to be the woman I need to be. And that's why I choose Curves for that time of the month. When the pressure is on, I know I can rely on Curves sanitary napkins to keep me dry and comfortable all day and night. Affordable and available in cotton or silk. With Curves, I can be the woman I need to be all the time.
Strong, resilient, beautiful. Be the woman. Curves.
social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning again. Let's take a look at what's happening on the roads.
Slow-moving traffic on Cool Road. Slight delays expected as you head on down to Georgetown. Coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady traffic as well as Agnes Way. And as we look to downtown Georgetown on Edward Street, moving on pretty good. Owen Roberts Drive flowing nicely, as well as coming from the West Bay four-way stop. On the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. Eastern Avenue and Godfrey Nixon Way flowing at a good pace in both directions. Huldah Avenue, steady traffic. Owen Roberts Drive, of course, light traffic. As we look to the Esther Tibbetts Highway, steady but flowing traffic coming off of there. And continuing on to North Sound Road, Industrial Park area, moderate flow of traffic. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic.
Subway and Oreo has changed the dessert game. Introducing the Oreo Footlong Cookie, a full 12 inches of chocolatey, creamy goodness. It's big, it's bold, and it's here for a limited time. Perfect for sharing or not. We won't judge. Want it fast? Order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app for quick pickup and earn loyalty points, or get it delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Don't wait. Treat yourself today. The Oreo Footlong Cookie is calling your name. Subway. Eat fresh. Snack sweet.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Attention Cayman! Transform your kitchen for less with Granite Express, Cayman's big clearance sale. Sale has now been extended till March 18th. Get huge discounts on granite and quartz kitchen countertops. Plus, refresh your space with our cabinet respray services for as low as $3,950. If you only want a countertop, prices start at $2,150. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit Granite Express Cayman today or call 922-0424 for a free estimate. That's 922-0424. Granite Express. Quality stone. Unbeatable prices.
Hi, this is Roy Tatum, your PPM candidate for Red Bay.
Hi, this is Crystal Gomez Wilson, your PPM candidate for Prospect.
Come out Tuesday, March 18th at 7 p.m. to our joint Red Bay and Prospect area meeting at the empty lot next to the Seafarers Hall.
Come listen to the issues and solutions that matter to you. We are proven, stable leadership. Moving forward with the PPM.
We're moving forward. We're moving forward.
The nation listens. The candidates speak. Subway presents the General Election Debates, live in studio on Radio Cayman 89.9 FM and 93.9 in the Sister Islands. Every Monday and select Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m. 2 sessions. One powerful discussion. With Election Day fast approaching, hear what the candidates have to say on the cost of living, housing and development, economic growth, sustainability, education, transport, tourism, immigration, and more. Who has the vision? Who has the plan? Hear it all unfold live, unfiltered, and on the voice of the Cayman Islands. Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM and 93.9. Streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Visit Radio Cayman's social media pages for debate details. Brought to you in part by Cayman Enterprise City.
Also brought to you by Reflections, UCCI, and Yum.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going to continue our interview with Mr. Philip Ebanks, who is the one of the candidates seeking to represent the constituency of Red Bay in our upcoming general elections. I should also point out that he is an independent candidate, not associated with any political party. So, Mr. Ebanks, before we went to our headline news, we spoke about the fact that we may want to talk about politics on a national level as well, because while you are seeking to represent the constituency of Red Bay, you will still have, a constitutional responsibility for all of the people of the Cayman Islands as well.
Absolutely, OC. And in fact, if you think of it in this way, even though I'll be representing a constituency, clearly the needs of these islands are all tiled. Mm-hmm. we're just a small population, and in many cases, people would say we're only but one small village, even if you take the whole population into account. But yes, my priorities, obviously, in terms of on a constituency level, are to Red Bay, but my interest in my heart is for this country and to do all the things that are necessary to take this country forward. OC, clearly, opportunities and education are, in my view, how we get to success. The holder of opportunity is the immigration law and the Immigration Act. Okay, we need to issue work permits in many areas, but we must keep the door of opportunity open to our Caymanians. So how we control work permits is crucially important. There's considerable public concern that balance between what we need to provide in terms of ensuring that the business community is able to continue to flourish and ensuring that our local population gets the best opportunities at the best work within the qualifications is very, very important to us. We've got to work on making sure that we keep that balance to ensure that both things, one cannot work without the other. We've got to keep jobs and we've got to keep job opportunities. So that's one of the things that I really want to focus on. What is going wrong with it appears on a number of levels. It seems that as I speak to people in the know in terms of those who apply for work permits and those who operate on the granting of work permits, is that we have a lot of systems in place. We have system for business plans, work permits, and then of course there's the advertising system whereby people who are applying for work permits have to apply and it has to be publicized. These systems are, for want of a better word, dumb systems in the sense that they don't talk to each other. The technology needs to be upgraded. If we're going to rely on these things, so importantly, we've got to upgrade the technology so the systems speak to each other. Beyond that, it seems that, to my mind, just looking at the way that we do the renewals of work permits, that having only the two weekly publications prior to the expiry of the work permit doesn't really work for Caymanians. What I'd like to see there is I'd like to see a 6-month prior to the expiry of the work permit be put in place. That way, if you're a Caymanian and you're out there and you're looking for another job or you're looking to make a side move, every contract that you read now, employment contract, has a 2 to 3 month period in which the person who is going to be leaving their existing job needs to give forewarning to their employer. So by doing 6 monthly prior to the expiry, I think it'll give more flexibility, more time, more opportunity for Caymanians to apply for these jobs. And also by tying the technology together, it won't be so cumbersome and difficult for the work permit process to be properly processed. I think there's a lot of technical issues why we're not getting the results that we ought to be getting. Resources and some tweaking of the law here and there to make sure that things work in the interest of opportunities. But overall, I think that it's something that we've got to keep our thumb on. It's important. Every local person, every Caymanian needs to get the best opportunity for employment within the capabilities of what he's capable of doing. Education, of course, feeds right into that. We need to really think of education, I think, very, very seriously and realize that we need to get early education in place. As we see now, one of the things that's happening is that children who are leaving primary school and going into high school, there's 70% of the children apparently are not reading to standard. That's serious. We've got to fix that. And it seems to me just that, and as many of the educators have said, early education is an important part of that. early education, both from the perspective of education itself, but also the social elements that we need. We have those in society who really, really need help. A lot of broken families and kids that are one parent and sometimes no parent. And we need to make sure that we take care of them and ensure that they get into the system early, because otherwise the social element of that just completely destroys whatever your education efforts are. And then beyond that, as we talk about the education and our young adults going into college, a great disconnect, I call, is the fact that many adults do 4 years education abroad, and then they come back, and then there is this issue that they can't find employment 6 months, 9 months, a year. I mean, that destroys our effort, because you get young adults disenchanted, and perhaps, they've spent 4 years abroad, they build other relationships, they realize there's other options, and they say, hey, why do I want to come back to a country that doesn't want or need me? But at the same time that we're doing this and spending money on education, we have work permits. So we've got to tie those things together and make sure that we get them right. And there's systematic things. Scholarships need to talk to immigration. Again, it's smartness of systems to know what's going on and to ensure that we have a spot here for every Caymanian returning, whether it's coming back after the end of education or maybe just abroad for a period of time and gaining experience. We want them back. They're Caymanians.
Now, from a policy perspective, which is where the elected arm of government will come in, policy as well as legislation, are there any particular policies that you would look towards implementing to ensure that some of the things that you say are needed, that they are put in place?
Well, the policy, I think it's largely resources that we're talking about here. I don't think anyone is setting out to not bring our Caymanian people back and fit them into.
But there are certain positions that Caymanians are saying, we're almost barred from entering in. For instance, we hear a lot of people talk about the real estate industry, that you have persons on work permits coming in and selling real estate in the Cayman Islands, know absolutely nothing about the Cayman Islands, but the Caymanians are not given the equal opportunity. So as a result of that, there have been calls that we should reserve certain jobs for Caymanians only. Do you have a position on that?
Well, OC, I think real estate is one of those areas where we're uniquely qualified to be involved in the industry, as not as just as a side show, but as the main show. And certainly there insofar as reserving and looking at particular jobs on a job-by-job basis or an area-by-area basis, category. I'm certainly open to looking at all of that and to ensuring as well that like everything else, that Caymanians get the priority where there's availability. And yes, there is. It seems that as we've gone along and we've looked at the balancing of the immigration law, which has to balance the need for professional individuals to be involved in providing service, and on the other hand, the need to ensure that work permits are kept at low sort of Cayman opportunities. It seems that the bar for or the ceiling for what is called professional keeps coming down, and I think that that's wrong. I think that we need to really hold the bar on some of that, because there's no reason why you need to have anything in a specialist qualification to sell real estate. Most of the people that I know that do well on real estate have done so by getting into the game. There's local training, there's an understanding of law, and there's a process. But it's a people process. And we Caymanians, I would say this, we are people. I've never, really, honestly, those areas in which there's that human interface, you're never going to meet a nicer, better qualified person to deal with those types of jobs than Caymanians. We love to talk. We are the most welcoming people in the world, and it shows here in Cayman, and we've got to do that. And you're right. There may be areas there that we need to really look at, seeing how we can tighten and ensure that our local people get the first shot.
Okay, we're getting almost to the end of this interview. Want to give you an opportunity for some closing comments, Mr. Ebanks, as well as to talk about any upcoming events that will be taking place as far as your campaign is concerned. Also, if there are constituents or persons who want to contact you, whether or not you have a social media page or any other contact details that you may also want to provide.
Yes, thank you, Ose. And of course, I'd like to also just simply say to the good people of Red Bay out there in Radio Land that I thank you for
YouTube as well.
And YouTube, absolutely. We're all
and
over.
Facebook.
And Facebook, yeah. Is it Twitter yet? Anyway, thank you very much for the opportunity for letting me into your houses and your homes. And as I come along, I intend to, of course, be out there canvassing heavily and meeting many of you and shaking many of your hands. We're having our next meeting at Miss Marva Thompson's house on 151 Selkirk on Saturday the 22nd of March.
Mm-hmm.
So I welcome all the people in the Selkirk area and in the adjoining areas. In fact, everybody can come. It's going to be what we call a house meeting. A yard meeting, we call it, and I look forward to that. I think it's such a great tradition of Cayman that we have that, and we can do that. It's a real pleasure of mine to really get out there and talk to the constituents, hear your concerns, hear your thoughts. If you want to contact me, we have a WhatsApp group on 324-9886. 324-9886. You can send me a WhatsApp to that group. We also have a website, which is philforredbay.com, and that's PHIL and FOR redbay.com. Our email is info@philforredbay.com. So by all means, please do reach out to us. We're happy to hear your views, happy to hear your thoughts. If you'd like to be involved in our program and to assist with this project, which I call a project here for Red Bay, I welcome you to reach out to us on that. There's a lot of work to be done. I'm anxious and willing and ready to take this on, and I look forward to meeting with you wherever we can get the opportunity to do so. And I'll be certainly on the social media channels as we go forward. But please do remember 22nd of March at Miss Marva Thompson's house at 151 Selkirk. Please do come out and join us. And again, I thank you for the opportunity to speak to you.
Folks, that was the voice of Mr. Philip Ebanks, independent candidate seeking to represent the constituents of Red Bay in our upcoming April 30th general elections. We are going to take a commercial break. When we return, we will have folks from Hazard Management Cayman Islands in the studio with us. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The preceding was a paid political broadcast.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Cayman Brand Source Home Gallery is having an appliance inventory reduction sale with up to 50% off selected appliances and 25% off all kitchen packages until March 31st. Enjoy discounts on luxury brands like Foster, Milano, and more. Refrigerators, wine coolers, and barbecue grills are all discounted. All appliances are included in the sale. Don't miss out. Shop now at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, and save big before prices rise in April. Call 623-5000 for more details or visit us today and take advantage of these incredible deals. Act fast before the best items are gone. Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have our representatives from Hazard Management Cayman Islands in the studio with us. Before we go there, though, just a few birthday shout-outs because these people may still be on the road. I missed them earlier or they came in after our interview started. So someone wanted to send happy birthday greetings to Venetia McLean from family overseas. Happy birthday to Venetia McLean. And also we have another one. Happy birthday greetings to our beloved Director of Education Services, Mr. Mark Ray, praying that he has a most blessed and enjoyable day as well. So, Mr. Mark Ray celebrating a birthday today. Well, we have individuals who are no stranger to Radio Cayman and to For the Record from Hazard Management Cayman, and we're going to go around and have each one of them introduce themselves, and then we're going to leave the person who's going to start talking first for the last. So, folks, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Please introduce yourselves.
Good morning. My name is Richard Smith. I'm the Preparedness and Planning Officer from Hazard Management.
Thank you. Mark Codling from Hazard Management. I'm the Acting Deputy Director.
And the next voice that you hear will be one very familiar to you.
Save the lady till last. Good morning, Cayman. Good morning, AC. My name is Danielle Coleman. I'm the Director of Hazard Management. I do want to say a very, very big happy birthday to Mark Ray. He is a very big stakeholder, very good friend of ours at Hazard Management. In fact, what we're talking about today is very much a partnership with him and with education. So a massive shout out to you, Mark. Again, I hope you have a fabulous day.
Okay, go right ahead while you still have a mic.
Talk about business. So we have an exciting week ahead. Obviously, it's the regional tsunami exercise. We've been doing this for many, many years now, and each year we try and practice something slightly different. So in the past we've practiced the first responding agencies, how they respond to a tsunami. We also have done the National Emergency Notification System, which we'll be doing again this year because we want to make sure that's ironed out and everyone's on board for that. And also working with schools. So each year we try and tweak it a little bit to tailor what's the most needed part. Again, this year we'll talk more about how we're working with schools, how we're working with the national alerts. You remember just this year so far, we've already had a fairly substantial earthquake and a tsunami threat, as well as a lot of a bit of friction in the area. And every time we seem to turn our phones on, there's an unofficial alert.
Yes.
And of course, what we do, we have to wait for the official alert before we send out any kind of notification on that. But I think it's a really important time. Obviously, tsunamis and earthquakes are very much at the forefront of people's minds right now. And what better time to be doing a tsunami exercise, albeit it's a regional exercise, so it's the same time every year. But it does seem that, we have been experiencing quite a lot over the last few months in regards to these minor tremors. And we just want to make sure everyone in the Cayman Islands is ready and knows how to respond to that. Obviously, these sudden onset events are quite tricky, and obviously something like a big earthquake sort of throws us off guard a bit, and as a person it's very disorientating. So knowing how to respond is the ultimate key for saving lives and making sure that you're comfortable and know exactly how your family responding, how the school's responding. It's so important. So we're very excited about that this week. Yeah, it's Thursday morning. It's called Carib Wave. A lot of our regional partners will also be engaging in the exercise. But we have, again, Cayman, second year in a row, I believe. We have a significant number of people who've actually taken part this year. So I think we've got the latest count, about 7,000 people in the Cayman Islands is taking part in this exercise. So anyone can take part. And again, I know my fellow comrades over here will talk more about how do you register and so forth. But it's just a really good way for schools, for businesses, for families. I mean, again, if you're nervous about your family in an earthquake or a tsunami threat, what better way to test your response as a family than to register for this exercise? Again, knowledge is power. And I think we really need to make sure everyone in the Cayman Islands is very comfortable with dealing and knowing how to respond to one of these earthquakes, tsunami, whatever it might look like. We need to make sure that we know how to respond. And there's still a lot of people out there saying there's no such thing as tsunamis in the Cayman Islands. Yes, there are. So just please don't. Please be aware that there are risks, and again, we're doing everything we can with NOAA to make sure we can model it. And what we always say, we base everything on evidence, and it's data driven. So the data is there. Yes, there is a threat. Let's make sure we can respond accordingly.
Okay, Mr. Codling, anything you want to add to that?
No, I just want to highlight one of the key elements of the schools, because I think that's very critical, especially in times when we have, I know in 2020 we had a significant event which caused disruption, and we saw parents trying to pick up the kids from school. So what we're trying to ensure that with the schools, the plans are in place, and to guarantee that the wider stakeholders, the public and the private sector, is working together. And this presents an opportunity for us to exercise, to test our systems, and ensure that we can improve as we go forward.
Okay.
Yes, on Thursday, the 20th of March, is our opportunity to take part in the exercise. It's a regional exercise taken part across the Caribbean, and there's two scenarios involved. One of those involves a simulated earthquake event in Portugal, and there's also a simulated earthquake event in Jamaica. So that's obviously much more relevant to us. So in Cayman Islands, we'll be taking part in the Jamaica scenario. So that's important for anyone who'd like to take part and enrol. We have an address for them to go to, which is tsunamizone.org. That's where they can go to register, and they can register their organisation there. That's where it's important to register for the Jamaica scenario. So it'll be on the same time scale as the rest. So that's due to take place around about 10 o'clock in the morning. It starts with a simulated earthquake. So all the organisations that have been involved and enrolled in the exercise will receive an alert along with everybody else through the National Emergency Notification System. And the first alert will be for an earthquake. So at the moment we've got about 27 schools involved, which is over 7,000 people, and they'll be taking part in once they get the earthquake alert in terms of the earthquake drill at the school. Hazard management spent a long time. We're in all the schools each year. The children are very well drilled in the procedure to take place during an earthquake. And if you ask any of the children, we'll test them on that. It'll be drop, cover and hold is the message we send out, which is dropping to the floor, before they're thrown to the floor by the earthquake itself, and then taking cover beneath the table and holding on. So they've got some cover there for them.
Now, how do we involve the parents in this? Because one of the huge discussions taking place in the Cayman Islands is, when there's an earthquake alert or a tsunami alert, everyone rushes to get on the roads. So if we assure everyone that your kids are well prepared, the schools are well prepared for what is taking place, then that reduces the likelihood of them getting out in the street.
I agree.
I know you have to leave us early, so I want to give you an opportunity.
This is a really important fact, though,
yes,
AC.
it is.
I think in 2020 we saw a lot of that. We saw a lot of people getting in the car, going to schools to pick up the kids. We understand it's human nature to want to do that, to protect your kids and to make sure they're safe. The best way you can do that is to make sure the schools have a plan, that you're aware of the plan and you've read it and you've got it with you. And so you're comfortable, and make sure you're testing the teachers, asking the teachers, so what is the tsunami plan?
Correct.
So we've done a lot of work with all the schools since 2020 to make sure their personal school plans are fitting for their school. Obviously, the risk of someone on Walker's Road, for example, is very different than on a school on the coast in a one-storey building. So we've done a lot of work with the schools over the last 4 years to make sure, one, the plan is there, two, the kids there's a drill and the kids are very much part of knowing how to respond. But also, that request, please, as parents, please don't get in your car. Please make sure you're actually testing in blue skies. We call it blue skies when there isn't any incidents. Testing school. What is the plan? Make sure you know the plan, and make sure you know that your children know how to respond. Ask your children yourselves. Do you know how to respond in an earthquake? And I think there's a lot of the kids we've seen have been brilliant in responding to earthquakes. Yeah. It's the parents who are the problem. Dare I say, it's the parents who, by human nature, want to go protect the kids, but actually, it's the most dangerous thing you can do. If there is a tsunami. One, if you're in your car, you get stuck. There's massive roadblocks. The first responders can't get through to respond to any real incidents. So it becomes a real issue. So we're really strongly asking parents, to knowledge is power. Make sure you are comfortable with your school's plan and that your children know how to respond and the teachers know how to respond. And then again, I think the response in the future, we won't see again what we saw in 2020, hopefully, because again, I think it is a very, very dangerous response.
Okay, we have to go to a commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Step back in time and discover the rich history of the Cayman Islands at the National Museum. Located on the waterfront in Georgetown, the National Museum is proudly housed in the Old Courts building, Cayman's oldest standing public building. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And here's the best part, Saturdays are free for residents. Don't forget to visit our museum gift shop. Every purchase helps preserve our artifacts and the historic building we call home. Visit www.museum.ky for more information.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market. Cayman Brand Source Home Gallery is having an appliance inventory reduction sale with up to 50% off selected appliances and 25% off all kitchen packages until March 31st. Enjoy discounts on luxury brands like Foster, Milano, and more. Refrigerators, wine coolers, and barbecue grills are all discounted. All appliances are included in the sale. Don't miss out. Shop now at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, and save big before prices rise in April. Call 623-5000 for more details or visit us today and take advantage of these incredible deals. Act fast before the best items are gone. Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have representatives from Hazard Management Cayman Islands in the studio. The director, Ms. Danielle Coleman, had to leave us, but we are still graced with the presence of the acting Deputy Director, Mr. Mark Codling, and also Mr. Richard Smith, with us as well. And that's Richard Smith from Hazard Management Cayman, not from the Civil Aviation Authority, as well. So we don't want you to confuse, even though they may be involved in some way in this exercise, as well. So one of the questions that I had relates to whether or not there is a uniform approach to each institution, or whether each school develops its own response, its own plan. You look at it, education department looks at it, and gives that approval as well. Because I guess you would go preschool, kindergarten, middle school, high school, whatever. Let's talk about that, Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, so each of the schools have its own plan. Those plans are reviewed every 3 years. They're submitted to the Department of Education and ourselves, and we comment back, and each year we can improve and review them. And through exercises like Carib Wave, which is taking place on Thursday, it gives us a chance to do a full-scale exercise of those plans. And no matter how well we do, there's always room for improvement, and we can do better. And each time we exercise, those plans get further refined, and we find our gaps in the plans, and then we fill those gaps and further improve them. And for school plans, it tends to be the earthquake plan, first of all. We started to describe it just before the break there, where if an earthquake happens, the warning will be received by through the NEN system, which Mark is going to talk about a little bit later on this morning, about the National Emergency Notification System. At that point, the children will remain in the buildings because they've found that safer during the earthquake, and take cover there. And the message we send out is about the drop, cover and hold message that the children are very familiar with now, and we exercise that.
Drop, cover and hold.
Yes, and there's drop to the ground. If they don't drop to the ground, they'll be thrown to the ground by the force of the earthquake. They take cover beneath something sturdy, such as a table, and they hold onto those table legs to stop the table from bouncing away from above them, so they're still covered should anything fall on top of them. Once the earthquake stopped, then a member of staff, if you use schools as an example, a member of staff will look round the building, and they'll look round for any obvious structural damage, collapsed walls or large cracks in walls or the roof hanging off, so major damage. If that was the case, then they would evacuate to a safe area in the playground. Right. The majority of cases, they won't have suffered the structural damage, so that they'll remain in place in case of aftershocks. That's the safest place to be, inside the substantial buildings which form the schools. Should we later have a tsunami warning then, and this is what the exercise on Thursday is going to test, with the tsunami warning, the advice for the schools is going to be that if they've got a two-storey school, for example, they'll go to a higher place in the school itself. And depending on the location of the school, it could be that they're a long way from the coast and they'll remain in the school itself in a safe place in the school. And so some schools have got a different area they'll go to. They may evacuate from the school to a community centre that's slightly further inland and it's safer. So each school has got a totally different plan. It's checked, it's exercised, and it's improved upon. And that's what we'd like to reassure the parents, really, because we've learnt some lessons from other countries, such as Japan, which suffers a lot of tsunamis. Obviously, the word tsunami comes from the Japanese, because they suffer so many of them. And Well, they found that many casualties occurred with people getting into the cars and basically heading towards the schools, which created a gridlocked traffic jam. And many of those people were washed away with the vehicles because they'd just taken coastal roads towards the schools and just become gridlocked traffic. So it's really a reassurance to the parents that the children are safe. There is a plan for earthquakes. We have a robust plan for tsunamis, and the children are safe in the school there. And the schools all have contacts or a way of contacting the parents just to inform them of what's happening. Once they get the all clear, there'll be a message from the schools in terms of should they collect the children or what the arrangements are. And they'll send them out through the usual channels.
Okay, Mr. Codling.
Yes, and I'm happy you touched on that point, which is very important there. The channels, how do we get that information out to the public? And there are a series of communications. Department of Communication within CIG has done an awesome job. Anisha and her team, they will look at it, obviously providing that campaign around working with us. But a critical element is the quick response in terms of the time frame in which we provide the information, and timely information is critical. So what we have done recently, we have done some revamping to our website. So Cayman Prepared /NENS, we have a total step in terms of guides. One, how to download the app and register. So firstly, the first step is to register, sign up by the web page, which asks you a few questions that you have to ensure that you tick the box that indicate the privacy notice. When that's accepted, you will download the app. Once the app is downloaded, you'll ask to verify, and then you enter the HMCI code, which is HMCI as indicated. All caps or lowercase, doesn't matter. Either will work. What we are trying to also test as well is our phase 1, which is our radar alert. I know many persons won't be familiar with that system per se, but we use that in extreme cases, of course, and that will also be exercised, which Radar Cayman is also a part of. So there'll be a breaking transmission at between 10 to 10:05 a.m. on Thursday, and that will allow us the opportunity for persons to understand and hear a break. So a message will be played, will be exercised only, of course, just to test our systems. What we're looking at is ways in which we can improve and expand the scope of communication channels. So while our social media environment is very strong as well, we're trying to ensure that we're the greatest reach, because sometimes persons be in their cars, you be up on their radios, your cell phone, all that. We are trying to look at SMS, email, and of course a big part of that is working closely with our private sector. So for the private sector, we'd encourage them as well to visit caymanprepared.ky/NENS, that's NENS, and allow your employees to register and be a part of this exercise. So while we're exercising this, it's important for us to understand how can we improve the system, but to ensure that we can provide timely, life-saving information for the public.
So for those persons who may feel overwhelmed by having to go through this, we have about 3 minutes before we go to our headline news. Can you sort of like walk them slowly through it? And I want you to move a little further away from the mic for me, as well. Yeah, okay.
No problem. So the first step is to visit the website, which is caymanprepared.ky/NENS. Once you visit that website, it'll ask you to sign up. It'll ask you to complete the following information. Basically, it'll indicate the district or the island you're in. Secondly, it will ask you what channels do you wish to register for.
Okay.
So we have SMS, email, as well as app. We recommend all 3 channels. Once you have completed that and you indicate that you have accepted the conditions, the next step is to go to either your app store, which is if you're Apple, and if you're Android, it would be your Play Store. You search for ATHOC, that's ATHOC, BlackBerry. Once that app is downloaded, you'll ask to enter your email address, then you'll ask to verify. Once you verify your email address by checking your email, sometimes the email may be in your spam, just to check. Therefore, the final step would be asked to enter the HMCI code, which I said is HMCI, whether lowercase or uppercase. And once that is done, you'll see successfully connected to Cayman Islands Public. If you have any challenges, please feel free to reach out to us at nens@gov.ky, and we are happy to help you and provide information.
Okay, and then on the day of the exercise, what are the expectations of those persons now who are registered?
So what will happen, you'll hear a loud alert on your phone. So don't be alarmed. within the message itself, it would indicate exercise at the start and exercise at the end. So this is just for us to test the system, just to ensure that if the system is working. If you do have any challenges, please feel free to reach out to us, as I indicated, via our email address at nens.gov.ky.
Okay, and let's remind our listening and viewing audience when this is going to take place again.
It will take place between 10 a.m. to 10:05 a.m. That's on March 20th, on Thursday morning.
Okay, we're going to go to headline news. When we return, we're going to repeat some of the things that we said before, because it is extremely important to get the message, out there. We're only 3 days away from this exercise as well. You want as many people to participate as possible. We want people to get accustomed, to the NENS, app. As well, and how to do that. So, folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. We're talking about Carib Wave exercise that is taking place. It will take place on the 20th of this month. In the studio, we have Mr. Mark Codling, who is the Acting Deputy Director of Hazard Management Cayman Islands, and Mr. Richard Smith. And what is your designation again?
From Preparedness and Planning in Hazard Management.
Right, Preparedness and Planning Manager at Hazard Management Cayman Islands as well. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
I'm April Cummings with your latest headlines. Tourism Director Mrs. Rosa Harris is featured in Essence this month. The article highlights Mrs. Harris's 20-year career, showcasing the best of the islands. It also details her commitment to balancing luxury tourism with our cultural heritage, inclusive experiences, and sustainable growth. In international headlines, U.S. President Donald Trump says he and Russian President Vladimir Putin will discuss land, power plants, and dividing up certain assets when they hold Ukraine peace talks on Tuesday. Moscow confirms a call between the U.S. and Russian leaders is being planned, but would not be drawn on what they would be discussing. Congo's government is expected to participate in peace talks in Angola Tuesday with the Rwanda-backed M23 rebel group that has captured key areas of Congo's mineral-rich east. The conflict in eastern Congo escalated in January when the Rwanda-backed rebels advanced and seized the strategic city of Goma, followed by Bukavu in February. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're talking about Carib Carib Wave 2025, which is an annual regional exercise for tsunami readiness. This year, 2025, Hazard Management Cayman Islands is working closely with the Department of Education Services on ensuring that the education sector, that is public as well as private, are ready. So the exercise will take place on Thursday, the 20th of March at approximately 10 a.m. NENS, which you heard about and you will be hearing more during the show this morning, will be used through the app and radio broadcast as well. So in the studio to discuss this event, we have Mr. Mark Codling and Mr. Richard Smith from Hazard Management Cayman as well. I think we want to talk about the public's expectation in terms of a tsunami as well. What are the public expectations, Mr. Smith?
Yeah, so if the public were to experience a tsunami, one of the signs to look for, if you're on the beach or by the coast, one of the signs to look for is a roaring noise coming from the sea, also the sea withdrawing from the shore and going back, or a sudden rise in the sea level. That could all indicate that a tsunami may be about to happen. And if in doubt, then we come as far away from the coast as we can. We'd certainly come out of the water, off the beach, and head inland as far as we can. The further inland we go, the safer we're going to be from the inundation from the tsunami. And so when it talks about going to higher ground, ideally a higher floor of a building. So if we come off the beach, we look for a building with a second floor and above, and make our way into the building up to the second floor and allow the tsunami to pass and stay safe inside the building. If we're at sea at the time, if we're boating and we're out at sea, the safest place there would be to head out into deeper water. If we experience a tsunami wave out in deep water, it's literally only a few inches high, but it's travelling at very, very fast speed. So you should head into the wave or out to sea, and should experience any problems at sea, the worst thing to do, which is to follow your natural instincts, which is to take your boat back towards the land. When as it comes to shallower water, the waves would build, and that's when you experience problems. So the warning would go out by the Coast Guard on Channel 16 if we were to experience a tsunami for boaters.
Yes.
And for the schools, they have their own tsunami plan. So when we look at Thursday, when we're exercising our plan, we'll start around about just after 10 o'clock with a simulated earthquake warning to the schools and any other organisation that's enrolled to take part in the exercise. And then later on, there'll be a simulated tsunami warning, and the tsunami part of the school's plan will be exercised by the children taking part, whether it's going to a higher classroom or going back indoors or whatever their plan suggests that they do. And what we're looking for the parents is to be aware of the exercise and be aware that there is a plan in place for the children, that they are safe in the schools, they have a solid earthquake plan and a solid tsunami plan. And what we don't want them to do is to get into the vehicles and head towards the schools, because the experience is found in other countries such as Japan, where parents have gone into the cars to drive to the schools on coastal roads that they become stuck in gridlock traffic and been affected by the tsunamis.
Okay, one of our listeners is curious to know, and they have pointed out that many of our tourism accommodations are located near on the coast as well, and whether or not any sort of instructions or exercises are centered around those as well, and not only the tourists but the locals who reside near the coast as well.
Yeah, we could touch on that one. Well, one of the things that we learned, and just recently when we had the earthquake on the 8th of February, we had situations where we had, for example, in Marriott, they got their visitors were staying there to the top floor. What you'll find as well within a lot of these hotels, I know it's one of the things that we are working with the ministry itself, but with tourism, is really having centered focus around different sector areas. So while we are focusing on schools for this exercise, the other times around we'll look at the tourism sector. We just had a training that took place last month that looked at cruise ship, for example. What we're trying to get at is have it centered around, but when it comes to the plans within the hotel sector, it's what we're really pushing to work closely with them. Because once these plans are in place, they know exactly how to proceed accordingly. Because as we all know, when it comes to the coastline, we have vast amount of our assets, not just hotels, but in terms of businesses. And what we're trying to encourage is also visit our website at caymanprepare.ky, and it provides us a vast amount of information as it relates to having those plans in place, but speaks to what could be potential impact from this tsunami and what needs to be what needs to be done and how to act. So I have here a nice as they could post. I will put it also on the website as well.
You can hold it up to the camera.
Persons can see.
Right
Yeah,
over
sure.
there.
You
Yes,
can
yes.
see. So it speaks carefully, know when to act, how to act. What are the natural signs? Because of the earthquake, what happens at sea, as my colleague just mentioned from Richard, in terms of we should move further out. So simple tips like these, we could share this information and have it shared with our stakeholders, both public and private, within your organization and sharing with your staff. Because the most important thing we are trying to drive at is empowering persons, empowering entities. Once you're empowered, you're able to have strong communities and a strong country going forward. So that's part of our mandate and our initiative, especially with this Carib Wave 2025.
And I know that there has been, a continued effort to get people to register,
Yes.
to your apps. Let's talk some more about that,
Yes.
as well, how they can do it now, how important it is if they do it during this during this exercise
Yes.
as well.
So during this exercise, I know it gives a very loud alert that sometimes persons will get a bit annoyed. Because one person told me that they were in their shower and it almost cause a panic attack.
Wow.
So it's important for us to really emphasize it's only a test, and secondly, we will also be issuing an all clear. So once that is given, I think at about 11 a.m. am I correct? There'll be an all clear. So we'll use a soft tone for that because again, we are aware that persons will be in their meetings and sessions. We try at the same time to bring about the awareness, but be considerate of persons who will be conducting the official meetings accordingly. So within that window period, we will provide that information. And again, we'll be ensuring that we encourage persons to visit our Facebook page and on our Instagram page as well, HMCI. And that provides us more information. I know our colleagues from the Department of Accounts have been really pushing to get the information out. As we say, save the date, Carib 25, March 20th.
And with so many social media experts out there, how important it is for people to ensure that the information that they're getting is from reliable sources, as well.
Yeah, that's critically important. So we take our sources from USGS in terms of earthquakes, so it's an official source. There are other websites out there and different apps that you can have on your phones which will show you earthquakes, and so people tend to be looking at those and obviously looking at those social media ones. But we go off the official one, which is the USGS, and that's the one we'd send our warnings based on USGS. And an important one with the tsunamis is for people to realise that there can be more than one. We talked about it being a tsunami being a Japanese word, meaning harbour wave. Actually, it can be a whole series of waves. And that's why it's really important. Between those waves could be anything from 5 minutes to 1 hour before they actually arrive. So that's why it's so important to listen to official channels and wait for the official all clear, because they may think that the sea levels died down a bit, it's now safe to go out, but it's really important that you do wait for the official all clear message before we start returning from where we're sheltering from them.
Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, we have about 4 minutes left. I want to give you an opportunity to highlight those important points, dates, times, and those apps.
Okay, so
the app, sorry.
If I just talk about the exercise itself first, so the exercise is this Thursday the 20th of March. It'll be starting around about 10 o'clock, and you'll be notified of the exercise from the app. Now, before that, if you'd like to register, the website is tsunamizone.org, and you can go onto there and register as an organisation or even as an individual or a family, and that way we can see the number of people taking part in a number of different organisations. So that's tsunamizone.org to register. So on the day of the exercise, just after 10 o'clock, there'll be a simulated earthquake. So there'll be an earthquake warning will go out first on the National Emergency Notification System. A little bit later on, that will be followed by an initial tsunami threat warning. And again, that will go out on the NENS, the National Emergency Notification System, and followed by a more detailed tsunami threat message. Because in reality, once an earthquake occurs, we have a team, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. They're based in Hawaii. And we have 2 scientists who sit there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, monitoring all the earthquakes in this particular region.
Yes.
And if there is a threat of tsunami, they'll send that initial message out first. So the first message will go out to say there's an initial chance of a tsunami. They're working on modelling and looking at how severe it's going to be and which areas are going to be affected. So the second message will contain more detailed information about wave heights and expected arrival times. And then we did mention before that this could go on for quite a while, because it could be 5 minutes to an hour between the waves arriving. For the sake of disruption to everybody, we'll end the exercise around about 11 o'clock. So there'll be a simulated message which will be the all clear, but it's basically us ending the exercise around about 11, because we're conscious of the schools. They've got exams coming up and
correct,
lots of other
yes.
things to do. And so we'll end it about 11. If it was a genuine tsunami, it may go on for longer.
Yeah.
And we're very careful not to issue the all clear until we hear from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Centre that it's actually safe to do so. But for the sake of the exercise, it should all take place between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. So we've condensed the time frame down to so we don't interrupt business too much.
So in between the warning and the all clear, what should the participants expect?
In between those times, that they'll have gone to their designated place.
Right.
It could be a higher floor of the building.
But in terms of communications, there won't be.
So
will there be any communications between hazard management and those persons who are connected?
Yeah. So just to add, if you register you go to nens.gov.ky to register, to be a part of it in terms of the notifications. The first message you'll receive would be, again, that loud alert.
Yeah.
But you'll receive a final one, because we are bearing in mind, we'll send that soft tone just to indicate the tsunami aspect, and then finally we'll send one more message to say there's all clear.
Yeah.
So the all clear is just to say we're finished.
Right.
And just remember, we start with tests only. Tests only.
Test, yeah.
So we want to emphasize that, because we don't want to create any panic to sort of say, is there an earthquake? Well, it's a test. So we'll emphasize those in bolds.
So those entities would know what to do in between that
Yes.
period of time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes,
And we'll be also having observers at the school.
Yes, in addition to that, we've got observers that we've
Yes.
encouraged the schools to have their own observers. We've created an observation sheet for them, which is an online form for them to fill in, just so that we can gain some feedback, or provide the school with some really useful feedback about what went well, what didn't go so well, and what we could improve upon, and how we can look at the plan for next time. And then some of the schools, HMCI, along with our partners from the Cayman Island Red Cross and some volunteers from our Community Emergency Response Team, will be going to some of the schools to provide observers, so we can observe them as an independent observer and provide some really useful feedback to try and improve upon those plans for next time.
And any advice in terms of how often schools and other entities should practice this exercise, not waiting necessarily for a Carib Wave to occur?
Yeah, we're certainly encouraging the schools to put these plans into practice about 2 or 3 times a year. It doesn't take very long at all. It can be individual teachers in individual classrooms. They'll just shout earthquake, drop, and the children are getting more used to it now. I think the general public, we're doing very well in terms of hurricane preparedness and planning, because it's what we call a rising tide incident, because we know it's coming, we get several days warning, and we're prepared for it. These sudden onset events, such as earthquakes and tsunamis, obviously they will take us by surprise. It's impossible to predict an earthquake, so we'll just have to react as they happen. But if each family's got a plan in place and each organisation has a plan, and it's a case of thinking about what would happen if we have an earthquake and I'm at school, or we're at home, or we're on the beach, and just thinking ahead and making those plans.
And that's crucial. That's crucial. Nobody plans to fail. We simply fail to plan.
Yes,
so
yes.
We'll encourage that. And just to add last, very importantly,
Sure,
we encourage persons, again, to follow our Facebook page and our HMCI, and also to visit caymanprepare.ky/NENS, and you'll get all the relevant information. We have a new FAQ. If any challenges with the app, and again, reach out to us at nens@gov.ky and just provide us support from there. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, thank you very much as well, and we hope that you get lots of participation, lots of people signing up for the event on Thursday, the 20th of March at 10 a.m. as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, no guests in the studio, so we will have, an open line for you to call in. Our toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. Also, 949-8037, 949-6990. A WhatsApp number 925-3261. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. But I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Cayman Brand Source Home Gallery is having an appliance inventory reduction sale with up to 50% off selected appliances and 25% off all kitchen packages until March 31st. Enjoy discounts on luxury brands like Foster, Milano, and more. Refrigerators, wine coolers, and barbecue grills are all discounted. All appliances are included in the sale. Don't miss out. Shop now at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, and save big before prices rise in April. Call 623-5000 for more details or visit us today and take advantage of these incredible deals. Act fast before the best items are gone. Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Our phone lines are open. I am going to share with you CIG, Cayman Islands government press release on Thursday the 13th of March in relation to election and referendum observers applications that are being sought. So Her Excellency the Governor Jane Owen invites interested individuals to apply to serve as domestic election and referendum observers for the general election and referendum to be held on the 30th of April 2025. The Cayman Islands began the practice of establishing local teams to observe the national elections and referendums in 2009. The domestic teams works separately from the international observer missions led by the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, United Kingdom. All democratic countries must guard their electoral and referendum processes to ensure that they are free and fair. On the ground, Observation is an important tool in maintaining public confidence in those processes. The fact that the Cayman Islands is maintaining 2 separate observation missions and is seeking to include its own people in the process is a testament to its commitment to maintaining the highest standard in the administration of the upcoming general elections and referendum. This is a valuable chance for residents of the Cayman Islands to contribute to their community and support efforts to ensure that the upcoming general election and referendum are conducted fairly and produce results that the public can trust. Those are quotes from the governor. We are seeking individuals from a range of backgrounds who bring varied skills and experience. Observers will be responsible for monitoring campaign activities, polling and vote counting, and for providing objective reports that identify both good practices and areas where improvements can be made. A committee chaired by the Deputy Governor, Honorable France Madison, will review applications and recommend candidates to the Governor for appointment as domestic election and referendum observers. To apply, persons are invited to submit their curriculum vitae and a short 1-page cover letter describing skills and experience to faye.kaliski2@gov.ky. That needs to be done by the 24th of March, 2025. Public servants are not eligible in order to uphold the principle of political neutrality in public service. So public servants will not qualify for this. Now, I know that some people know the history of things. Some parts of it could be the written history and others could be the unwritten history. So I'm going to go back to this part talking about domestic observers and 2009. So it says the Cayman Islands began the practice of establishing local teams to observe the national elections and referendum in 2009. Well, folks, I am going to give you the history behind that because it wasn't by accident. We do have a WhatsApp caller. Let's take the WhatsApp caller, and I'll tell you the history of this because it has to do with the then supervisor of elections, Mr. Colonel Gomez, and his deputies, and why domestic observers were chosen in the first place. But let's take our WhatsApp caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning to all.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
I am wondering how it's possible to get more people to vote. Because I've been talking to a lot of people, and they said, no, they don't vote, they don't vote. And I'm trying to explain to them, if you don't vote, the government that stay in, then you don't have a say. Even Cuba next door will allow to have a vote to vote a communism, but they can't. And here you got a privilege, but you want to vote. Even one shop owner, keep a shop owner that they keep the shop themselves and got some employees, says they don't vote. Whoever gets in, they got a complaint. They go to them to solve the problem. But if you don't vote, you're not got to say.
That is so true.
I don't understand why people don't want to vote. How can you complain if but something not going right if you don't vote? It really gets to me how people so foolish that they said that they don't vote. Some have never been registered, and some registered but now voted in many, many years. And then they complain about things.
Now,
you have any ideas of why the people like that, or how we can get them people to understand that they need to vote?
Well, I think some of those people may feel that irrespective of how they vote, that their vote does not have an impact on the results of the election or the government that we get at the end of the day. I want to sort of like expand on what you said, that if they don't vote, then the government that is in will get back in. That isn't necessarily the case. But, they always say that you get the government that you vote for. So if you don't vote for any, then in essence, you really don't get, you as an individual don't get a government. But some people believe that whether they vote or not, that it doesn't make a difference. But when you look at, I remember a by-election in Bordentown where the margin of victory was something like between 4 and 6 votes. So if you think that your vote doesn't make a difference, it certainly does. So I think, and maybe those persons feel that, I'm going to survive irrespective of what government is in place. It is only when they are directly impacted by the actions of any particular government that you will see them respond differently. But I would say to you, don't give up. Continue to encourage them to vote. And one way to maybe get their interest as well, you say to them, all of those new Caymanians who are registering now? Why do you think they're registering to vote? You think they're registering to vote to say, I'm not going out there to vote? They're going out there to vote. So if you as a Caymanian, if you fail to get out there and vote and somebody else goes out there and vote and gets what they want, then you have abandoned your right to choose and to decide what takes place in this country, and you're allowing others to do so for you.
Yes, it's true. But another thing, suppose everybody had the mind of them that nobody votes.
Yes.
They got to think beyond themselves, to put themselves in the position of all the others. Suppose nobody votes, then it wouldn't be no election. It'd be like Cuba. If nobody don't want to vote, nobody gets out and votes, then it'd be no election. You have to understand that not only them, it's other people that if they follow how they is and don't vote, then it'd be a sad situation.
Yeah. Plus, also, caller, I believe it is incumbent upon the candidates themselves to have the types of conversations, either on a personal basis or in their manifesto or on their platforms, to talk about the things that they want to do, that they think that they can do. Be honest with people, and if you come across as being genuine and being honest, I believe that will help people that will help to convince them that yes, change can take place, change will take place, because there are those out there who feel that no matter what I do, it's going to still be the same. Promises, but promises that are never kept.
You need to try. I mean, by voting, you train. If you don't vote, you're not trained,
Exactly.
My motto on voting is all sensible people vote. All sensible people vote. That's what my opinion of the situation,
Yes. Anything else, caller?
No, that's it for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for starting that conversation on that as well. There are others who are asking the question whether or not it should be mandatory to vote. I don't think that we should go that far, but I would really advocate for pushing a little further and making voter registration mandatory. Whether or not you go out there and vote is one thing, but at least ensuring that you are registered to vote, and they could consider making that mandatory as well. We have to take a commercial break. If we do have any callers on hold, we will take those callers as soon as we return. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Hi, this is Roy Tatum, your PPM candidate for Red Bay.
Hi, this is Crystal Gomez-Wilson, your PPM candidate for Prospect.
Come out Tuesday, March 18th at 7 p.m. to our joint Red Bay and Prospect area meeting at the Enter Lot next to the Seafarers Hall.
Come listen to the issues and solutions that matter to you. We are proven, stable leadership. Moving forward with the PPM.
We're moving forward. We're moving forward.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay Mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Step back in time and discover the rich history of the Cayman Islands at the National Museum. Located on the waterfront in Georgetown, the National Museum is proudly housed in the Old Courts Building, Cayman's oldest standing public building. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And here's the best part, Saturdays are free for residents. Don't forget to visit our museum gift shop. Every purchase helps preserve our artifacts and the historic building we call home. Visit www.museum.ky for more information.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. Our phone lines are open. We do have a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning, O.C.
Hey, good morning, my friend. How are you? Haven't heard from you in a long time. A little while.
Yeah, but trying to keep things kind of under control, you know.
Okay.
Unfortunately, today, quite a few members of staff sick, and we wasn't able to open today. You know.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's not too good at all. But O.C., you've dealt with, I would say, some banks or a bank in Cayman Islands before.
Yes, I have. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, see, it's something that puzzles me, you know. What is your definition of capitalized interest? That's a question I want to ask you.
Capitalized
interest.
Never, not familiar with that terminology.
Well, do you have any bankers or anybody you could turn me on to give me the full definition of it?
Well, what I'll do is I'm going to go to Google first while you continue to talk, and let's see if we can find anything there. Capitalized interest, you said, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you go ahead and do that. And
No, you go ahead and continue talking.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, everybody most likely in their lifetime, in these day and age, you know, that they're connected with a bank. Some way down the line, you go connect with a bank.
Uh-huh.
You know, and if you get, say, a mortgage or a loan or whatever from the bank, and you see something come up on your statement and you see capitalized interest, which takes half of what your installment supposed to be, it puzzles me to know that we have, I would say, supposedly tight banking laws so that we do end up people doing in a hanker-panker business. And when you see capitalized interest on a statement and you ask somebody in the bank, what does this mean here? You know? So capitalize, I mean, you don't know the meaning of capitalize. Oh, in all of my days on this planet, like Cayman Islands, you would call it, which is on the planet, I have never seen that ever before with all the different, I definitely cut about a couple of different banks in my lifetime. And I never seen that appear on a statement. You know, I've been asking people about it, and nobody will seem to know. That's the part that puzzles me the most, because, I mean, it really puzzles me because no one in the establishment have been able
to tell
me what this is for.
Okay, well, here's what Google says, and it says capitalized interest refers to accrued interest on an asset or a loan that is not immediately reported on the company's income statement as an expense like other interests. Now, there are others. I'm going to find another one to see if this simplifies it anymore. So here's an example of capitalized interest. And this is funny because it says Susan. In this, it says Susan has a $400,000 mortgage. If her interest rate is 5% and the loan term is 25 years, her usual repayment would be $2,338 per month. If Susan fulfills her loan requirements, she will pay $301,508 in interest over the life of the loan. So it refers to what you would pay in interest over the life of a loan.
Uh-huh. Well, nothing about that ever mentioned to me when I got the loan.
But it isn't. But is it is it reflected as something additional that you're required to pay on your loan? That there is it a line item there for that?
Apparently so, because I mean, no one mentioned nothing about when I was getting a loan about there would be a capitalized interest on every installment that I pay.
But you understand what I'm saying now? It is the interest that you would pay over the life of the loan, right? It's the interest that you would pay over the life of the loan.
The interest you would pay over the life?
Yeah. Let's say, for instance, if you have a loan for $100,000 for 10 years, then they figure out, how much you pay per month based on the interest rate that you have agreed to. And they can tell you exactly how much over the life of the loan you're going to pay, including the interest as well as the principal.
So, if your installment is $1,000, and you take the $1,000 to the bank for this month, and the bank says, well, $500 out of that is capitalized interest. Is that how it's supposed to work?
Yeah, they identify it as capitalized.
Is that how it's supposed to work?
When your $1,000 depends on the type of agreement that you have with the financial institution. I remember years ago that there was one financial institution in the Cayman Islands where all of those persons who had loans there kept saying, I keep paying, and my, nothing is going down. And they discovered that each month or whatever, the interest was, accruing, as opposed to, when you're paying off your loan, you're paying part on principal and part on interest. So you may find at the end of the day you end up paying off your interest, and all you have left to pay is, on the principal. There are some financial institutions who used to allow you, let's say, for instance, if your loan was $1,000 and you decided I want to pay $1,200 per month rather than $1,000, and you say to your financial institution, I want the extra $200 to go towards my interest. Some would allow that. Now, it may be to their detriment because it means that they may not make enough, as much as they would make, because you're paying off your interest early. But your agreement is based on a monthly payment at a fixed interest rate, and part of your payment will go towards your principal, while a part of it will go towards your interest. So that's what they're telling you there is, here is the amount of interest that you're going to pay, that you're paying on your loan over the length of the loan.
I mean, that would be 50% of the installment is considered interest.
Sometimes it you
if you're paying $1,000 a month installment and they're taking $500 out of it as interest on the loan, or interest what are you paying?
Yeah, interest on the loan. You have agreed to that. When you get your loan, they're telling you, I'm giving you $100,000 at such and such a rate. Isn't that the case?
Well, I mean, if you paid $1,000, you're paying $500. That's 50% of your installment.
Forget about the month. Let's think about the principal, right? You take out a loan. You got a principal, you $100,000, and I say I'm going to charge you 5% on that $100,000, and you paid over the life of the loan. Yeah. That's what that is. Got it?
Oh, that is something not right there.
Well, if you make the agreement that you're going to take out,
that wasn't the agreement.
So you made an agreement for a loan, and the bank says, I'm going to give you $10,000, and that's it? Nothing?
No, they said they would pay installments, but they didn't mention nothing about this half of my payment, or close to half, is going into interest on capitalized interest. Where does capital come in?
I just told you, Carla, what the capitalized interest is over the life of the loan, how much you're going to pay. So they spread that out over the life of the loan. They spread it out over the life of the loan. So from each monthly payment, they're going to take out a certain amount to go towards the interest.
My mind tells me that that's not the law. Because if that was the law, it would be pointed out in the first place. But you never pointed out.
But you agreed to what you're going to pay as interest. Anyway, hopefully someone with more banking knowledge than I do will call in and explain that to us. Keep listening in. Hopefully someone will.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But to me, I call it a highway robbery.
Yeah, well, if you agreed to it, that's what you agreed to.
Yeah, I understand about it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I go dig deeper on the whole system. I go dig deep, and find out how this capitalize this start up.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Got you. Take care. Folks, we're going to take a last commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy, and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Ms. Susan, do we have any callers? Let's grab one final caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
We're sorry.
Okay. They hung up. Okay. So the story behind the observers during elections and referendum. Supervisor of election, Mr. Colonel Gomez at the time, was approached by the governor that there was an interest in bringing observers to observe the elections in the Cayman Islands. At first, I personally was a little bit skeptical because I said, there's nothing wrong with our elections. Why do we need, people to be here to scrutinize them? There's absolutely nothing wrong, with what we do here in the Cayman Islands. And once I understood and saw exactly what observers do, then I was, much more comfortable. We also knew that the people of the Cayman Islands would be skeptical of observers, especially if the wrong message got out there in terms of what it was all about. Just like when the decolonization committee members in the 70s were due to come to the Cayman Islands, and the rumor was spread that they're coming to give the Cayman Islands independence and all of that. So we knew what people would say about that. So while we were going to have the referendum and the general elections at the same time, we said that why then don't we also choose domestic observers to observe the referendum process, as well. And that is how we ended up with domestic observers in the Cayman Islands. Supervisor of elections at that time, Mr. Colonel Gomez, was instrumental in that. Of course, the press release doesn't say that, and, we're not looking for any kudos in relation to that. My concern here with this, and I'm going to say it publicly and then reach out afterwards also, is that while the Deputy Governor, Honorable Franz Madison, will review application and recommended candidates to the governor for appointment as domestic election and referendum observers. So for both, and people are invited to submit their CVs and a short one-page cover describing skills and experience. I think it is extremely important to exclude from any observer mission any individual who is serving as a candidate, as an agent for a candidate. They should not be included in this. So I think that should be a part of the questionnaire, or part of one of the things that the Deputy Governor's office should be looking at, whether or not that individual who's applying is an agent of a candidate. So just like last week when I put up a red flag in relation to postal ballots and agents for candidates not signing postal, anything in relation to postal ballots. I would say the same thing here. There could be questions of impartiality, as well. So it is important to note that those persons who may be chosen as observers, election or referendum observers, are not agents of any candidate as well. If you have an opinion on that, be more than happy if you shared it with me. But based on my couple of years that I spent helping to supervise elections in the Cayman Islands, I can say that could be an issue, a matter of concern as well. So I'm going to share with you part of an article that speaks to election observers and the importance of it as well, if I can get the screen to move. So it says that election observation is a valuable tool for improving the quality of elections. Observers help build public confidence in the honesty of the electoral processes. Observation can help promote and protect the civil and political rights of participants in elections. I'm trying to get this screen to move across, but I can't. This is killing me. Says that it can deter manipulation and fraud or expose such problems if they occur. It says when observers can issue positive reports, it builds trust in the democratic processes as well. I just want to say to you that on the elections website, that you can go on there and see some of the observer reports that have been issued. Some of their recommendations have been taken into consideration and implemented. There are others that are still being worked on, as well. So it says it can lead, again, I'm going to start from the beginning like I should. Election observation is a valuable tool for improving the quality of elections. Observers help build public confidence in the honesty of electoral processes. Observation can help promote and protect the civil and political rights of participants in elections. It can lead to the correction of errors or weak practices even while an election process is still underway. It can deter manipulation and fraud or expose such problems if they do occur. When observers can issue positive reports. The screen is just messing up, folks. Sorry about that. When election observers can issue positive reports, it builds trust in the democratic process and enhances the legitimacy of the government that emerges from elections. Election observation by domestic groups encourages civic involvement in the political process. Following elections, reports and recommendations by observer groups can lead to changes and improvements in national laws and practice. So I want to end this show by saying again to those Caymanians out there who get on the social media posts and other posts and are out there pontificating about their various things, here is an opportunity for you to get involved in the electoral process rather than sitting on the sidelines. You can send in your CV, and if you fulfill the requirements, you could be chosen as an election observer. And what I say to you is, don't complain when you see those names out there for persons who have been chosen, who have made their applications, and they're not Caymanian sounding or looking names. Don't complain. If you fail to get out there and put yourself forward as an observer, either for the elections or for the referendum, because we know what you do afterwards. You get out there and you complain, but you won't become a part of the process as well. Just like one of the callers spoke about the fact that people who say that they're not going to vote, well, maybe if they're not going to vote, then maybe they want to become election observers and serve in that process as well. But that process is extremely, extremely important, and I will encourage you to do so. As far as the governor's office is concerned, I would say please look at the whole issue of those persons who are agents of candidates. You need to look to see whether or not they can be objective. I question whether or not they can be politically neutral if they are already out there promoting a particular candidate. Now, when one could argue that maybe all of those election observers, have a favorite political candidate. Yes, they're allowed to vote, but when you're actively involved, that's where the difference is. When you're actively involved as an agent of a candidate.
For the record, proud.
As an agent of a candidate, then that is completely different. So I would strongly recommend that we ensure that no agent of a candidate will be appointed as an election observer as well. Folks, that is it for me. I want to thank all of you who participated this morning in the show. I welcome you to join Mr. Ray Singh this afternoon on Talk Today. And don't forget that tonight, right here on Radio Cayman, our series of debates will start. So tonight, the 17th of March, starting at 7 p.m. and ending at 10 p.m., we will have a debate between the candidates who are seeking to represent West Bay North. That will start at 7 p.m. And then at 8:30 p.m. until 10, the candidates who are seeking to represent West Bay Central in our upcoming elections, the debates will be conducted right here on Radio Cayman. Ms. Teresa Pitcairn and I will be the moderators for that debate as well. And don't forget, for all of you Irish out there, today is St. Paddy's Day, St. Patrick's Day as well. And we want to wish you a happy and enjoyable St. Patrick's Day as well. Folks, please be safe. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And the Cayman Islands National Museum. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture.
One radio station. Radio Cayman.